Welcome back once again to a new video on War Station Morn. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but today we're going to continue the series with actually showcasing two new factions. Firstly, we're going to finally showcase the orks. The orks, I'm using some old miniatures. For commander, we are using the ork war boss. He is armed with a double bolter. He has 3 movement and I think 3 or 4 HP. Assume it has 3 HP, because orks only have 2. Then we have a shooter. He has, like all standard orks, 2 HP. He is armed with a plasma gun. You can barely see him. He is horribly painted, so it's better that you don't see him. And then we are also fielding 5 knobs. They are all armed with bolt pistols, have medium in melee. And they're from Space Crusade, the models at least. Then the secondary faction we're fielding, finally showcasing the dwarves. I am personally using Terminator models for them. We're first going to field the standard dwarf marine. He's armed with a double bolt pistol, and he's medium in melee but is light against medium enemies, basically all orcs. And one heavy dwarven heavy marine. He is armed with a flamer. You can barely see him, but he is like a old metal Terminator. All my most of my Terminators are old metal Terminators because I like the old metal sculpts more than the new plastic sculpts a lot. Then also we are fielding one Dwarven Punisher. He is weak against heavy, but medium against heavy, but he is heavy in melee. He doesn't have any range attacks, so he's only melee. But he is good at just blasting apart orks. Or anything that is weak in melee. Or medium in melee, because then he is heavy. And for our heavy trooper, we are fielding something big, the War Machine. He is armed with 3 bolt guns and miniatured out of metal. It's an old metal dreadnought. I still need to unpaint him to then paint him Death Guard. But yeah. But he's still, what was my heaviest miniature, also he barely fits on the field. But I mean, he still can't beat size and weight wise the Baneblade and the Imperial Knight. Yes, I painted both. I own both are mine. Yeah, he barely fits on the field. We are going to be deploying here and here. Dwarves will be deploying over up here, and the orcs will be deploying here. Yeah, currently still Night Lord because the most iconic, but I bought him off eBay like for 60 or 70 bucks. Euros rather, because I live in Germany. So yeah. Didn't paint the legs, but I will need to unpaint him sooner or later. Because I want him Death Guard, like all my Chaos Marines. The turrets are currently unpainted. So yeah, one full metal army with one full plastic army. Let's first deploy the dwarves. For to say all orcs, but I mean all dwarves only have 2 movement apart from the Punisher. Yeah, like I said, he just barely fits on the field. I might actually use a different miniature for him. If he gets too annoying, I might use one of my Devastators. I have like 3 plastic or 3 fine cast Devastators that are painted Nurgle. I know I can't field them in new editions. I can't field them in all weather. In addition, with Death Guard is a separate army because, well, I mean, yeah, I play the older editions for good reason. I can quickly show the miniature I will be switching out with if this just gets too annoying. This boy. He would actually fit well better than that, but he would then, this is how he would then look. I can actually recommend it more than this big boy, but big boy is funny, so I'm gonna keep big boy first. Then if I decide to switch him out, I will. But I will then use the switch out unit in the thumbnail, but let's now start with a wonderful turn. Let's roll dice for both sides. We're gonna use red dice for both, for the fun of it. Orks roll a 0 and a 2, meaning 12 minutes will start. God, I'm gonna play it like this. He moves 2 spaces, meaning moves like there and there. Yeah, I haven't yet seen, I haven't yet shown 2x2 miniatures. Yeah, in the board game he's in a scale of 2x2. And he has good armor and he actually only can take 1 damage per turn. All damage is reduced by 1 that he takes. But the damage cannot be 0. Now it's Ork's turn. Wow. Forgot to remove that red die. Forgot to say orks have 3 movement. I don't know if he actually has line of sight to him. Does he? I actually think so. I need to quickly search up a rule. I will be back. I will just stop the video for the time being. I've returned. He can negate 1 range damage if he takes 1, if he, in a singular turn when the enemy shoots at him. But only in ranged combat. Yeah. The right eye, since he has a bolt gun, he will be firing on double. Move to the way. I have to actually reroll because I only rolled with 2 dice. And we actually get a hit on him. He has 3 HP. He's now allowed to roll the red die. It's a 0, so he doesn't take any damage, but next damage would be taken through, but no one can shoot at him right now. Also, if he would take 2 damage, he would only take 1 damage. So it doesn't fully negate all damage. Because that would be just way too broken. But yeah, first shooting in the first turn, we never had that attack at all. He moves up. I think that's what I mean was this guy's size is just obese. But I freaking love the miniatures. Epic. Yeah. That would make sense. Now I'm gonna move. Ork turn. Yeah, this is chaos. The ork big miniatures are such a pain to handle in this board game. Yeah, I think these boys could attempt to charge in, but it probably would be a terrible idea since this guy is better than them in melee. Plus, they're getting probably fire support, but I don't know what I'm going to do with him next. Probably he's actually going to move in. But yeah. Will they actually attempt to? He should not have line of sight. He does. He actually does. We're gonna have 2 ranged actions against him. It's a hit once again. Does negate the damage? No, he does not. He takes 1 damage. He has only 3 HP, like all the standard marines. Or was it 4? Let me check that. Okay, only has 3 damage. He's 3 HP, so 3 HP is correct. Next firing turn against him. Wow, the ork fires his bolt gun. Ah fuck, I accidentally rolled too many dice. It's a hit once again. I'm reading really well what bolt pistol die is throwing right now. Can he negate the damage? No, he can't. He can. That one was a shitty draw. It was just a drop, not a roll. But he just negated damage now. Doesn't take any more damage in this turn, but still, yeah. He charges in. Because now it's Dwarven player's turn again. Like this guy beats him up. He rolls, it's a heavy. Oh fuck, I actually misrolled heavy, I think. This is only a heavy roll. Whereas a medium roll. It's a 0 versus 2. The orc just gets pummeled to death. First blood is one of the orc knobs who has died. But he didn't have a big enough chopper to kill him. The Thunderhammer crushed his bones. This dude fires his heavy bolt, his bolt pistol into him. Yeah, I am again having very much success with that. His HP gets reduced to 1. Orcs only have 2 HP, by the way. Forgot to mention that. Orcs are really weak. And second bolt gun to ground because he fires twice. Now these two. A bolt pistol firing. Nothing. I guess that might actually be the only firing for this entire turn. Going to here, but yeah, this dude just prepares himself to stomp through the door and then unleash heavy regular bolt gun fire into the enemy. It's Orcs player's turn again. He charges in. Move back to him, but now in das mulligans, so it means 1 light versus 1 medium. Medium versus light, of course, well, they get reduced. 0. 4. Yes, the Dwarven Marine gets killed by the orc. The orc, this orc has a big enough chopper to kill the Dwarven Marine in one foul swoop, but dealing 4 damage to him. Wow, the dice are truly right now on the orc side, I think. When it comes to their weapon rolls yet. I don't think Asia needs this dude anymore, but he's still gonna move in. But he can't try to unleash any plasma gun fire on him. I'm having to plan out my movement. Okay, I think you're not gonna really move up with orcs apart from a bit. Maybe like this, but not much more. Now it's Marine's turn again. Marines, but how they call it again? Dwarven's turn once again. We are rolling, well, a medium versus a heavy roll, because, well, the Dwarven Punisher is heavy. Hits the 3 versus 1. The orc thinks he has a big enough chopper, but no. The Thunderhammer strikes hit and he just gets crushed under its impact. Und something else, the loss of a unit for the orcs is way worse. Way less worse than actually for the Marines, because they don't have as many miniatures on the field as the orcs. I'm not gonna do something very stupid but also funny with him. With the one big dude ramp with a the war machine. I mean, I'm actually gonna move up back to the wall, same with him. Wrapping up the flamer. I should move this dude here. Yeah, it has already moved. So he can't use this last 2 movement. He's directly, if the orcs decide to actually attack, directly in a line of sight of firing. Said it didn't take an orc space marine or a marine, but a dwarven breacher or the breacher would have been able to just open up the door and make them fire through it. What is an interesting thing. I could have actually used the dwarven breacher instead and then also given the orcs Gretchen or something like that. But yeah, by the way, this dude felt sadly. Really likes the miniature. It's really old. But I have it now for quite a not long time. Bought it off eBay for a good price, in my opinion. But now it's, well, enough ranting about miniatures, and now it's time returning back to wonderful game. This dude moves up because the orc's turn. He fires his plasma gun. Wow! It's actually an overheat. It's actually an overheat. Well, I think this orc will get pummeled next turn. The one because, well, next turn, only 2 hours until next turn. He's probably gonna get pummeled to death. Now it's Dwarven's turn, the Dwarf's turn again once again. It's the Orcs because, well, the Orcs are going to move in now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. This Orc shoots into the Dwarf with the Flamer. And he spectacularly misses at point blank range. This dude also fires into the same Dwarf Marine. He actually rolled a number 2, but still not a hit because, well, so another 2, but he failed. Would have actually been a bolt gun hit, but no borders are in play right now apart from the ones this too big dude is carrying. Now the Orc War Boss is going to fire 2 rounds into the commander of the War Machine. And he hits. The War Machine has, I think it was 3 HP, I need to check that. I haven't played with this faction in a while. I'm back. But now we may fire another turn of the bolter. So we might actually take 2 damage rather than 1 damage because, well, but no, it does take 1 damage. We're still only taking 1 because of his ability. And Tim, this is a good part about these big miniatures. You can perfectly place their damage dice. Now it's Reed's player's turn once again. This dude moves up. And now he pummels him. I don't know if he's light. I think he might be. I need to check that. I don't really know the Orcs rules anymore. I haven't played with them in a while. I've played like 1 game with them or 2 games. I truly need to check that. And I'm back. I have checked. He only is light, so it's a light versus heavy. Heavy roll. Light roll. Light roll first. Well, I think he's gonna die. Yes, he is dead. He just eats 2 damage and dies. Well, we are not gonna have to use red dice anymore. Because all units actually use red dice, apart from him, are dead. I still need to use one of it. Well, also for a flamer, of course, but here. Actually, I'm gonna fire. I'm actually gonna switch to a map like this now, so people can actually see something of the map. The flamer fires this hot burning fume of promethium into the room. Fuck, one of my dice went up somewhere. I will be rolling that. It's a 2! It's the first time I actually had to reroll a flamer dice because, well, it happened to me that dice fell off the table. Now targets, it's a 2. I mean, he is capable of targeting 4 orcs. This is Flamer. He is going to, because, well, he sees a lot of enemies. Including this dude, so he is just going to make everyone take 1 damage. And now it's a big war machine's turn. It has armed with three bolters. So it's now going to rapid fire all its rounds into the 2 orks. It's a miss. Second round is awkward. And it penetrates one of the orks and killing him. Splashing his blood through the entire corridor room. It's the last bolt gun round. We are going to have 8. He quickly showcase those dice. 8. And the second ork also gets pummeled to death by bolt gun shells. Only the ork commander stays in the same room, having taken some damage. Now it's Ork's turn once again. He moves up. And he does a heavy blow to the Flamer dude, who was only, I think, light. But let me check that. Actually, to check that out. What stats heavy dudes had from both of the factions. Okay, he has medium. Middle of his dice. It's applying a 0-0. He might just get torn apart by him. Yeah, 0-0. No, wrong die. After I'm actually using one of the dice from the dwarf's roll, but it's a big orc's turn, and it's well, I don't think this poor marine will be alive, because he takes 3 damage and just gets cut apart and dies. His flamer still only in his hands. Now the orcs, it's the last full life orc boy's turn. He just turns around and prepares himself to be ambushed by an orc punisher. But now it's the dwarf player's turn again. The angry machine spirit, angry machine wakes up once again. His bolt gun shells eating into the enemy, his commander. It's a miss. This was accidentally flipped, so yeah. And another miss. And another miss. Yeah, all of them are just 2s. He just rapid fires and that hits nothing. This does not look good. The Dwarven Punisher moves up. And he waits here. He doesn't want to risk to get another wound in by one of the orc boys. Well, does he? No, he does. Because next turn then you can ambush him. So now attack him. The orc boy fires at him. Oh, the knob. Oh, orc boy. It's knob. But the knob doesn't hit anything. Misses all around. But yeah, it's more, well, it's, yeah, Slugger boy. I'm going to rename them today. Because well, this calling them nobs is wrong in the entirety of the law, and well, I'm gonna call them shooters soon. No, sluggers in the law soon. One thing I definitely need to overwork. As a total miss, so now the orc commander opens up. He moves up. Legendary battle ensues. Heavy versus heavy. I personally don't really know if any debuffs apply. I need to check that. I was completely wrong. The war machine has only medium in melee to balance out. I'm now. Yeah, the war machine's roll. Oh well. The war should have fought better. He eats 2 wounds by the war machine. It pinches, breaching through the orc's flesh, making him bleed and nearly die. Oh, the slugger boy will stay where it is because he's horrified at hearing the screams from the other room. Where the Breacher moves in on him, preparing his hammer to bust the skull open. He actually does not hit anything. The orc warped in a moment of strife. The orc hits him, dealing 1, reducing his HP to 1. He may not negate the damage because it's not range damage, it's medium damage. It's melee damage, not range damage. You can only negate range damage. But the ancient war machine is actually incapable of leaving this area without taking retaliation blows, or so it engages in melee again against the orc leader, who actually was 1. L2. And the war machine takes it in melee. As a power claw bursting into its armor, dealing some damage to its hull. And now it's the orc's player's turn once again. This orc, does he retreat? No, he attempts to take down the thunder hammer. Whereas, once again, it was a drop, not a roll. This is what I call a roll. What does happen, but still 0-0. Nothing happens. No one actually gets hit on the other person. Now it's a spaceman's turn once again. The Dwarven Breacher will pummel the orc with a thunder hammer. The massive 4. What is it? 0-0 crushing is thunder hammer crushing the orc, poor orc. And he of course now moves in. He hasn't moved yet, so yeah. The ancient war machine of the dwarves roars into action once again, attempting to pinch the orc's armor with a claw. First attack, orc, he deals, that actually does nothing. And the orc war machine takes the final hit, killing the poor orc, crushing his body and bones and killing him. I should not make it that graphic, but yeah, he got murdered. But yeah, these are 2 of the factions that are yet existent. Or they are dwarfs and, well, the wonderful dwarfs. And yeah, I do like both factions. I personally enjoy playing the dwarfs a bit more because, well, I don't like the war machine. It's medium still. Lex, I did roll very terrible with the or commander, or he could have actually crushed the machine very easily. The Dwarven Punisher is very fun in my opinion, but I have not used any of the, well, very interesting or powerful tools yet. So yeah, they don't have any other tools. Orcs still have commandos and Gretchen, but that's it right now. And a lot of other commands I could theoretically field, but I'm not going to field sooner or later. But I will probably sooner or later actually field. But yeah, we will soon probably see a new episode of this, where I might actually play Orcs vs Space Marines or Orcs vs Imperial Guard. Depends on how my interest is right now at making new videos, but I will probably do. So yeah, you will see more sooner or later. Goodbye. Thanks for watching, of course. If you like this or want to support the project, just subscribe to my channel.